What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Getting Massive, the series where we do everything in our power to just become absolutely massive. And it has been a minute since I've uploaded. I can't lie. Partially bad at first, and then it just kind of fell off. I was dealing with some mental health things, and no real excuse, to be honest. But I'm back. I'm trying to stay locked in, and if I can stay locked in, I've made a list of goals that I would like to go over that seem relatively possible by the end of the year, maybe by the time I turn 25. I'm not really sure, but I feel like it's a couple baby steps that I feel are perfectly reasonable, and I want to go over that, and then maybe talk about where I've been and what's going on. But first, we are going to head into the gym and train some chest and arms. If you guys see me in a different outfit, it's chest and arms from about 3 to 4 days ago. I am feeling kind of sick, but I have some footage from earlier in the week recorded, which is, you might see it, you might not. If you don't see it, I'm probably just going to delete it and use this footage. But if I get in there and I start lifting and I'm like, ooh, I really don't feel too great, I'm probably just going to dip out. It's kind of unfortunate because today's the 25th, which means I just turned 24. I'm either really an unk now, or maybe I have one more year and the 25 hits and now I'm an unk. I really don't know. But kind of unfortunate because I got an extra day off for Labor Day, and then I decided to take a paid day off to have a 4-day weekend, and I really wanted to get a lot done, go either train with my coach or go over to Powerhouse in Pittsburgh. I'm not sure if I would have been able to get in today just because it's a holiday and I'm not sure if they're staffed for a day pass or whatever. I don't know. But I had a lot of plans. I ended up sleeping 14 hours 2 days in a row. That really sucked. And yesterday I tried to drag myself into the gym, and I was gassed, incline benching the bar for 5. It sucked. So we're going to go in, try to hit some chest and arms. If not, you guys are going to see some slightly older chest and arms from earlier in the week, and I'm going to pick it up from there. So without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, so I thought the lighting here would be a little bit better than anywhere else. It is really not that much better, to be honest. But it's like 4 in the morning right now. I'm recording underneath the gas pumps at my local gas station. But I ended up using the footage from the previous workout. I went in, I pushed through the workout, but it was not something I would enthusiastically record and upload. I suffered through it at best and LARPed as a bodybuilder at worst. And it's fine. It is what it is. I hate whenever I get like sick and stuff like that. It's just like really annoying, but it is what it is. And I should probably just like take some time off and rest, but I don't like doing that. But anyway, went home, got a shower, threw on a new change of clothes, had a little bit of some birthday cake. My mom made me like this little chocolate cake, and it was like a really tiny chocolate cake, and she put like some Swedish fish around it and like on it. It was like really cool. I took a video of it, and I might throw it in, but it was a really cute cake, and the fact that she just knows me so well is like really cool. So I appreciate that. If you're watching this, Mom, I know you're not, but anyway, I already am feeling rather ill, so what's a little bit more dairy going to do to my stomach? It's not like the chicken breast is going to digest any better, so, I mean, we're calling it a free day. But what I wanted to talk about a little bit earlier, and we're going to try to keep this video short. I'm going to try to have it up. It's the 26th now because it's past midnight, but I wanted to have it up on the 25th. That wasn't happening. But we're going to try to get it up on the 26th. I also have a TikTok edit to do, so we're going to keep this a little bit shorter. And so hopefully I can just pick up the camera again and start pumping out content because I want to lock back in so desperately bad after I kind of messed up for the longest time. And basically what happened was made my last video, said I was going to the Arnold. I did, in fact, go to the Arnold. It was very cool. I met a lot of cool people. I ended up going with Nico and 2 of his friends, and it was really cool. Had a lot of fun. We brought the camera, we recorded, but because we were passing the camera around, a lot of the ISO was wrong. The shutter speed got changed a lot, so a lot of the clips looked kind of weird, and it was an absolute nightmare getting it onto my computer. And so while the video is not very good, I'm keeping it as a memory. I edited it all down, but like as a video, it's just not very good. It's just like a bunch of random things happening without like any cohesion. It's just like it's a me project is basically what I've come to. And I apologize for that, but I was at the Arnold. I was at the Civil Regime booth. I got a words are hard. Got a Powerpuff Girls jacket. I met a lot of cool people. Like Baj was really cool. Gave me like 15 minutes of his time during prime hours. And same thing with Natty. Love Natty to death. I'm in her Discord. I'm in a group chat with her on Instagram. She's a very cool, very genuine person. Absolutely love her. And got to meet those two along with a lot of the other Civil Regime crew. And ended up seeing a lot of people from my hometown who decided to go to the Arnold. And that was really cool. And I even got to see my one homie Archer from Clarion when I lived out in Clarion for almost 2 years. And it was really cool because like I didn't know he was gonna be there, and I haven't talked to him since I like moved out of like the situation I had with my one ex there, and like we talked here and there over Snapchat, but just haven't really like had much contact with him. And I just like ran into him at the Dark Sport booth that's connected to the Civil booth, and we ended up like talking. I separated from the people I came with, and because they were doing like things with like Young LA and like Breed Divinity and stuff. I was there for like Civil. I was there for Raw, and so we were like, all right, we'll meet back this time. And so I just ran into him, had a really cool time. We went out, got like IHOP after, then like came in the next day. He brought me a Burger King crown because he was just out eating, and like came back into the convention center, and we got like all of Civil Regime and like Dark Sport to like sign these Burger King crowns. It was like really cool. And I had a great time, and I was feeling super motivated. Then I came back about 2 days after I got back from the Arnold. I totaled my car. This is a new car. I hit a deer going like 30 miles an hour. I was on my brakes. There was just nothing I could do. Just singular deer standing by the side of the road. Decided that as my car was coming down the highway, I mean, it was a back road, but as my car was, coming down the road, now would be the ideal, optimal time to cross the road. And so, not much I could do there. I did everything in my power to not, but it is what it is. For anybody curious, this is a R-titled 2017 Impreza. So I upgraded from an R-titled 2014 Impreza to this, so big money moves, I know. I had to take on a car payment, even though this car is like a decade old, and that sucks. So I now have student loans, car payment, bodybuilding, and like trying to save for my future, and like it was a lot of financial stress, and that kind of had me down for a while, and just having to be up to secure loans and stuff whenever I worked night shift really threw off my sleep schedule, and it just put me in this really weird rhythm of like destroyed all my discipline to like be able to wake up at my designated time, and I still have yet to fix it, if I'm going to be honest. I've been getting better, but it's just like really bad. I just have not been locked in. The diet is basically the only thing that stayed on point. A lot of like the sleep was absolutely atrocious. The training, I would come in late because I would sleep in late, and then I would get in a relatively mediocre workout, and it was just yeah, it's kind of been my life for the last little bit, to be honest with you. And we're getting back. We're getting back. It took a lot out of me, and I've been posting on TikTok more frequently. I've been trying to get this video out, and I'm gonna try to stay consistent on YouTube, as well as like pump out way more content than I ever have on TikTok, and just really have fun with creating content for you guys again. That's kind of where I've been and where my mentality has been. So yeah, that's my cool little story time about where I've been. It just kind of like one thing after the other, and I just spiraled a little bit. Not really an excuse. I'm not really trying to make an excuse. That's just what happened and how I reacted to it. And, I'm not necessarily proud of it, but I made it through it, kind of. I'm still dealing with it. I still have, payments. And I am, fixing my sleep schedule and stuff. But, yeah, it's all good. And I think now's probably about a good time to go into some of my goals I have for either the remainder of the year or by the time I turn 25. I really don't know. I made this list about a month before I turned 24, not really just thinking about it. It was just one of those things where I'm like, I have these goals and I don't know how to reach them. Let me make baby steps. And that's just kind of what this is. And no real timeline on it. I'm trying to set one. I had it as like 2026 goals, but if that's not, feasible, I would like to see it by the time I'm 25, so that gives me like an extra 5 months. But relatively short list here, and a lot of this doesn't include other things that I want, but just in terms of content and bodybuilding, a comma in my following count on short form, so Instagram, TikTok. Snapchat doesn't really count. I kind of use that as like I be going down my quick ad like it's Tinder. I can't even lie. Shout out to like my 65% female audience. I'm rocking with y'all. Y'all didn't hear that. But no, I think making content that you guys really enjoy for enough of you, like at least 1,000 of you in like the next couple months to just like rock with me. I think that would be really cool to just make content that like 1,000+ people are like, yeah, I want to see more of this. That would be really cool to me. I have 100 YouTube subs. I figured that's about comparable if I make good enough content. If I can get like a 1-to-10 ratio, that would be my ideal. Next, 100 raw and revive code uses. I don't necessarily know if that's like 50-50 or like 100-100. I really didn't have much of an idea. I just wanted to have some kind of goal there, and I figured it was like semi-realistic either way. I didn't think of it too much, But I think that's like a doable thing, especially because Raw and Revive both make really quality products, and I think you guys would, greatly benefit from them. I know I use a lot of their, like, the Raw Bum pre-workout, love it. Same thing with like the Revive MD glucose. I love just like certain products from them, and I think a lot of you guys would too. So not necessarily going for a monetary amount, but if it's like 100 of you guys are like, yeah, I watched this and I think I'm gonna try this product, I think that would be like really cool. This next one is kind of bodybuilding focused. I don't necessarily know if this one's happening, but I have 245 pounds fasted morning weight. I am currently 230-ish pounds. Like, it's like 230 to like 235, depending. Kind of floating that range right now. Yeah, I would love to see it. I would love to see it. 245 lean, I would love to see it, but I genuinely, that's like 15 pounds of just, and it's closer to like 10, but it's like still, that's like a lot of mass. That's a lot of mass for a couple months. Not saying it's impossible, and could definitely get it. I don't know what the body composition might look like if I really push. Just like, I want the number more than the physique. Kind of an abstract goal, a little bit. This next one's also bodybuilding related and a little bit abstract myself. I just want more arm and leg size, to be honest. I feel like my extremities, or is that limb? You guys know what I mean. I feel like my limbs are just kind of lagging body parts. I need more quad sweep. I always need more hamstring, calves. Who's gonna turn down a little bit of calf size, and I just feel like forearms, bis, tris aren't bad, but just slab a little bit more meat on there. Don't really have like any kind of like measurable goal to it. I don't have like any amount of like inches or whatever, but feel like if I can put on like a noticeable to an audience difference, I would be satisfied with that. These last two are kind of more content related, but 5+ posts a week on short forms and 1 video a week on YouTube. I feel like I can do it, but I really need to lock in, and that was the whole point of these goals, was to be challenging but not completely challenging but not impossible. I do this thing a lot where I make things where like I know I can't reach them, and then when I don't reach them, it sometimes does bad things to my mental health. Sometimes it does good things to my mental health. It's really kind of a gamble, and I don't like doing that to myself anymore. It's become rather self-destructive of me, looking into my past, and like if I'm projecting my future, it's just not a good model for me to base any of my future habit building goals on. You know what I mean? Like, it's just not a good model for me. If that's a good model for you, just like sky high goal, reach it no matter what the cost is, go for it. But me personally, that's just not who I am. It does not work for me as much as I want it to. I did a Q&A a while ago, and it got very few questions, but pick a couple of these out just so I can fill up the video a little bit more, because I have not given you guys anything, and I feel like some of these questions are just like kind of relevant to the whole bodybuilding process. So some of these are kind of funny too. Like, very first question, were you popular in high school? I'm sitting in a gas station talking to a camera at 4 a.m. Like, I'm not popular now. Now, on a real note, I was not popular. I was cool with everybody. I can't say I was ever bullied or like a social reject or anything to that degree. I had a very vanilla high school experience. Very little animosity, but not. I was never like invited to like parties and stuff, but I was never like hated on. Yeah, I just kind of existed, if I'm gonna be honest, which sounds kind of sad saying it out loud, but like, it could have been way worse. Could have been better too. I could have applied myself, but all in all, it's like, meh, whatever. It is what it is. Somebody asked what my dream car was. Depends on the tax bracket, but like a WRX would be cool. Like 4th gen Mitsubishi Eclipse would be cool. Those are like affordable. And like above that, like a Lotus Evora, it's like way more expensive, but still like realistically doable. Than like the fuck you money class is like probably a Koenigsegg Jesko. Is that the one I'm thinking of? I think it's the Jesko. They all look pretty cool, but like I think the one I'm thinking of that like looks like the best in my opinion was the Jesko. Could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's the Koenigsegg I'm thinking of. This is the one I kind of wanted to cover. Favorite/current cycle. I was after. I don't know how soon after. It was like the Arnold, so I don't know how long it was after the last video I uploaded was. But I went to the Arnold. I finished my last pin of my cycle that I think I talked about in that last video at the Arnold. Was running just TRT until like last week. Well, it was like TRT with like a couple A-bombs here and there, and by here and there I mean 5 weeks straight for like it was a health phase, you know what I mean? Like the only thing that was like really messed up with my blood work was my cholesterol and my lipids, and those are coincidentally the two things I actually happen to like care about because my dad died of a heart attack. So it's like, okay, we're gonna we pulled new bloods, we're looking better. I need to increase the cardio a little bit for sure. Probably get some more cholesterol and heart supplements just for like a little bit of extra ease of mind. But we're looking better now. So current cycle is 500 test E, 300 NPP, and supposed to be 50 milligrams of D-ball every day pre-workout. I took it down to 25. The pump, not nearly as noticeable, but at 50, I was just like, after 2 days, I was like, my stomach's really not feeling this. So I dropped it down to 25, ran that for like a week so far, and stomach issues still there, but not nearly as unbearable. So I'll take it. Except for like right now, I don't think this is like D-ball related. I haven't like took a D-ball in like 3 days because I wasn't even training. I just felt like absolute garbage. I don't know what is wrong with me right now, but it is not fun. I'm in pain just sitting here. Like my stomach hurts just like sitting here making this video. Sucks. Current weight and calories, like 230 to 235. I think I already said that. I've been at like 4,700 calories for like the longest time now, so kind of holding steady there. We did like a hold phase with the health phase, and waiting to see my coach again to kind of push. And like I'm waiting to see my coach. We're gonna like pose, train, and then if we feel like we need to make adjustments and push the calories up, we will. I feel like I'm going to need to, just because I have been stalling on my lifts for the longest time, and that could be sleep related, it could be recovery related for sure, but it's been a long time since I've made progress on certain lifts, and I don't know if it's just time to like change the lift and see. I don't know if it's time to up calories. Could be a lot of things. I'm really kind of hoping we don't raise calories, just because 4,700 calories is sometimes the easiest thing to get down, and sometimes it's like fighting for my life to get that shit in. But yeah, that's kind of where we've been. You know what? I only have 2 questions left that I wrote down. The thing expired, but I did write down in my notes some of the questions that I thought were either funny or worth talking about. Favorite Yeet song? That's rough. I'm gonna go Released Only, but Died Before. Swerved It's also really good. I'm gonna have to go Died Before though. I love Died Before. I know that album kind of gets like a lot of heat because it's not regarded as his like best work, but I do like Died Before. I know exactly who made this next question. Why do you tell women you're 5'9"? Because it's funny. Because it's just funny. It's kind of started out as like a joke because of the whole you have to be at least 6 foot thing. I am 6 foot. Well, 5'11" and 3/4 according to the NPC. Couldn't even give me a 1/4 inch. Like, all right, bro. All right, bro. It doesn't even change the weight category in which I'm in. Like, just give it to me. But I tell women I'm 5'9" because I find it funny. Because, like, if you have a 6 foot requirement to date a dude, and I tell you I'm 5'9", even though I am 6 foot, and it disqualifies me, you don't even know what 6 feet looks like. It works so well, by the way. Like, if you are 6 feet tall, just tell women you're 5'9" if you're not interested in them. Just weaponize the ick, bro. That's not dating advice. Do not come to me for dating advice. I get a lot of dating advice questions, and I do not know why. Like, the closest thing I've had to, like, any kind of female interaction in the last 3 months has been me driving to the most inconvenient gas station from my place of employment just to pick up nicotine pouches because the cashier there is kind of cute. Like, we had a 5-second interaction and I left. Like, that's the only conversation I've had with a woman that isn't a coworker, immediate family member, or friend in like 3 straight months. Please do not come to me for relationship advice. I am not the one. I am not the one. Yeah. Anyway, that is all the things I've wanted to talk about as I've been, like, planning on returning. So I think I'm going to end the video here. I hope you guys enjoyed the pre-recorded chest and arm session because I'm violently ill, and me just kind of yapping about some bullshit since I've been gone. So if you guys need any supplements from Raw or Revive MD, code Marshall saves yourself 20% or 10% over at Revive. So if you guys need anything, feel free to use my code. Tag me on Instagram so I can glaze you in my story. And I am forever thankful for everything you guys have done for me. Peace.